This is the function Fisher cube. Now, I have a suspicion about it. Well, it doesn't look like a normal Fisher cube, but my impression is that it is a Fisher cube just with a different shape. Well, it's not a cube, basically. It's a cuboid. So I'm going to scramble it up and see if my suspicions are correct, or if it's genuinely just something completely different. Because obviously if it is a Fisher cube, then I can solve it without too much difficulty. I mean, you can see here, these pieces are just stuck together. They're not actually separate movable pieces, which is quite interesting. But anyway, if it is genuinely a Fisher cube, then I can solve it relatively easily. In fact, I suspect this might be even slightly easier than an ordinary Fisher cube, because I don't think there's going to be any parity or anything like that. So I'm going to solve this stuff and then determine if it's right. And then we can start inserting bits like that and F2L stuff. But first things first, this needs to line up. This also needs to line up here. Okay, and now we're going to try and do F2L, sort of. Or do I actually try and do F2L, or do I just not do that? I mean, there's not really too much harm in trying to do F2L, is there? Might just be a bit difficult to try and do F2L on something like this. But there we go, there's one F2L piece done. I mean, it is completely doable. And then there's another F2L piece done. So I think my suspicion is 100% confirmed, despite nobody on the UKCA Discord server even bothering to say anything to me. Okay, that's interesting. So we've got this piece flipped, which obviously isn't meant to be possible. Now, that is just like on a Fisher cube, and I believe it can be solved by doing that, because the F2L edge could be flipped either way and it's impossible to tell. Yep, perfect. So now we've got this done, and onto last layer. I am just going to do beginner's method just in case anything goes wrong. Well, I mean, that's obviously an anti-soon, so I'm not going to bother doing pure beginners. Okay. What case is that? Is that possible? I presume. Let's try and do a T-perm. No, T-perm hasn't worked at all. And it's just made things significantly worse. Well, we've got to work from the basis that these are the corners, so these need to be correct first. So if the corners need to be correct first, then these two need to swap from here. I need to do a J-perm or a T-perm. In fact, I'm just going to do a T-perm because I'd rather do a T-perm from here. And then the corners are correct and we can do a Z perm? Maybe? Okay, that really hasn't worked, and that's also messed that up. Let's do that again to reverse it. Should I try? Okay, let's just do a U-perm and see what happens with a U-perm. My one concern with doing a U-perm though is that it might misorientate an F2L edge. Yes, it has. But that's not any progress. How is that not changing things? Surely doing a U-perm should cycle the edges. I don't see how that's possible. I simply don't see how that's possible. Unless... Is it possible that these are the wrong way round and then... No, I don't think so. Interestingly, this has come with completely no solution guide, nothing. So, I'm forced to conclude it is a Fisher cube, but not a cube, and therefore there's some different stuff attached to it. Now let's just do a U-perm one more, potentially two more times to hopefully correctly orientate that F2L edge. And then I don't know what this is, because these two need to swap and these two need to swap, which you'd think could be an H-perm, but I don't think this is going to work. No, it's just swap those two. How is that possible? You can't swap two edge pieces on a 3x3. That's not possible. So what could be done to fix this? Something to do with some piece being incorrect. Some form of parity. What piece could be incorrect? It's not like a void cube where we don't have the centers. Obviously only... Well, those aren't centers anyway. These are the centers. These are the centers. Guessing these are the centers. And they can't really move. how does this compare to a 3x3? Okay. These are the centres. These are the edges. Both a centre and a second centre. Then that's attached, so that's just the edge, that's the centre. Those two are centres. That is an edge, that is a corner and edge pair. That is another centre, that's another centre. So is it possible that I can switch two centres around? But then if I switch two centres around on the bottom, then I've got the same problem. Okay, let's continue from here and see what happens. Okay, that's correct, that's correct. Nothing's changed there though. But can it be solved this time? Because that looks like it should be an H-perm again. Okay, now it's all wrong. Got 6 pieces wrong. Yeah, I don't know. There's some parity here. I can't figure out what's causing it. I think I'm going to bring this to Manchester, see if anybody can solve it there, and obviously it's available on speedcubing.org if you think you can solve it. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe.